Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. Yesterday, we were studying under this chapter a story of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. When he was 9 years old, he was to go to his father's place, and in that situation, he has to face so many problems because of the caste he belonged to, and actually what was the problem that B.R. Ambedkar was at the station with his brother and cousins, and he was to go to Koregaon where his father was living, but they were waiting for he was waiting for his father that he will come and take them with himself, and either his father or any servant of or any staff of the father will come. But what happened that no one came at the station, and now what happened that the children were feeling helpless, and in this situation we saw that how the station master came to help them. He was he wanted to help them, but when he came to know their caste, he distanced himself from them. He went away from them because of their caste, because the caste to which Dr. Ambedkar was belonging, that caste was Mahar community, and that community was considered untouchable in Maharashtra. And now, what was the problem that the children wanted to hire a bullock cart to in order to reach Koregaon, but no bullock cart was rider was ready to take them to give place to them in their cart because they belong to untouchable community, and moreover they were ready to give double payment. Still they were not ready to take them inside the cart. So in this way we saw how because of caste people were discriminated at that time, and it was not easy for some people, for especially those people who belong to the lower caste of the society, so called lower caste of the society. It was not easy for them to move from one place to another, and this type of problem was not only that they are facing the problem, they are not able to reach the Koregaon at or a particular place where they want to reach, and because they are not able to reach there, they are facing some problem. The problem is not only this, the other problem is also associated with this problem, because it is very much insulting and hurtful for anyone if you will come to know that no one is allowing you to sit in his or her cart because of your caste. So this is very much insulting for the people who belong to that caste, and in this way what was happening, that the personality of the people belonging to that caste was hindered. They were not able to do according to their need, according to their interest. Everything was in a form of foundation. They were forced to do only that work which was assigned by the society to their caste. They were bound to live outside the village. They were bound to not to go to public places like schools and temples. So all these kind of treatment was given to the so-called lower caste of the societies, and because of this what happened that their development was hindered, their development was obstructed, and they were crushed. And who are crushing them? The so-called upper caste of the society are crushing the lower caste of the people belonging to the lower caste of the society. That is the reason that Dalits like to call themselves Dalit. This name Dalit is given to the community by the community itself because they are Dalit. They are broken. They are crushed by the upper caste people. So this is the story of the lower caste people in Indian society before independence. Okay, now I am reading this text. Imagine how difficult it would be if people could not move easily from one place to the other. How insulting and hurting it is to have people move away, refuse to touch you, or allow you to drink water from the same source as they do. So it is a feeling when you are treated unequally by someone. You are deprived of a particular service. Not only you are deprived of a particular service, but this kind of unequal treatment also make harm to your dignity. You are not able to live a dignified life. Okay, dignified dignity. What is the meaning of dignity? डिग्निटी का मतलब हुआ अपनी गरिमा के साथ, गौरव के साथ हम नहीं जी पा रहे, हमें बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स का सामना करना पड़ रहा है. वी आर फेसिंग सो मेनी प्रॉब्लम्स बिकॉज ऑफ आवर कास्ट एंड वी आर नॉट एबल टू लिव अ रिस्पेक्टफुल लाइफ, अ डिग्निफाइड लाइफ. हमें एक जो सम्मान जो मिलना चाहिए बीइंग अ ह्यूमन बीइंग, क्योंकि हम एक इंसान है और उस इंसान होने के नाते वॉट एवर रिस्पेक्ट और डिग्निटी we are deserving, we are not able to get that dignity. So this is the problem. This was the problem of the pre-independent Indian society. Okay, so this is small. Now I am reading the text. This small incident shows how a simple task of going from one place to another in a cart was not available to the children, even though they could pay the money. All the cartmen at the station refused to take the children. They acted in a discriminatory manner. So, in the story, we find that the children are ready to pay the rent. Not only they are ready to pay, but they are ready to pay the double the amount. Still, no cartman was ready to take them inside the cart because of their caste. So this is a discriminatory action. ठीक है, the cartmen are behaving in a discriminatory manner. So now this is the text which I am reading. So clearly, as this story shows us, caste-based discrimination is not only limited to preventing Dalits from undertaking certain economic activities, but it also denies them the respect and dignity given to others. So, the Varna system, which was prevailing in the society, which I told you earlier also, under the Varna system, there were four Varnas or castes were there in the society: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudras. And these all castes were not equal among themselves. They were not equal among themselves, but one was it was like a ladder like structure in which the Brahman were at the upper level. Then the place was given to Kshatriyas, then the place was given to Vaisyas, and the last place was given to Sudras. So, and under this system, anybody who belongs to whatever caste, he is supposed to do, not supposed to do, but he is bounded to do only that work which is the work of his caste. Okay, you can't do anything according to your interest or according to your qualification. No, these are nothing to do. You have to do only that work for your livelihood. You have to do only that work which is assigned to your caste by the society. ठीक है, तो this was the system, varna system. But the problem is not only this, that people were not able to um, take up economic activities according to their choice, but this system was also uh, based on discrimination, and a particular section of the society, a particular caste of the society was not able to live a respectful or and dignified life, which was available to other caste, which was available to people who were belonging to other caste, but the people of the lower caste were not allowed any kind of respect and dignity in the society. So these are the problems which was faced by the people of lower caste. Now we are coming to this section, striving for equality. Okay, so, the struggle for freedom from British rule also included within it the struggle of large groups of people who not only fought against the British but also fought to be treated more equally. The Dalits, women, tribals, and peasants fought against the inequalities they experienced in their lives. So, yeah, we all are knowing this fact that India was a colonized country. We were not free. We were the slaves of British power, and everything was done according to the mm, rules of the British government. Because we were not free, we were under the control of British government. So, what and this situation was continued for almost 200 years. We were the slave of Britain for around 200 years. Okay, and the rule of British was highly discriminatory. They behaved in a very disrespectful manner. They behaved in an exploitative manner with the Indians. They made such rules and laws which were harming the interest of the country as well as its people. So, slowly, what happened that people became dissatisfied, highly dissatisfied with the British rule in India, and they started struggle for freedom. Now, the people of India wanted their country to be a free country. They wanted the British power should uh, go away from their country. And for that, what happened? The people of India started a struggle. The people of India started fighting. The people of India started movement. Okay, so this movement was aimed at removing the British power from India. But the most important thing here, we are studying in the context of equality. So remember this thing that this struggle for freedom was not only struggle for freedom, this was also a struggle for equality, because under the British rule, people were ruled in a very discriminatory manner. Moreover, our society was also full of discrimination. There were highly unequal status of people was prevailing in the society. So our struggle was not only to gain freedom from British rule, but this struggle was also to achieve equality in the society. And who are the groups who were the victim of this unequal treatment? Whatever unequal treatment was done in the society, it was done against the some groups which were targeted, which were discriminated against. And which are these groups? The groups of Dalits, women, tribals, peasants. These are the people who were treated unequally in the society, and they were the victims. वो शिकार थे, उनको सब कुछ झेलना पड़ता था. क्यों झेलना पड़ता था? क्योंकि सोसाइटी जो था that was based on the principle of inequality. ओके और ये कौन थे जिनको सबसे ज्यादा इस इनइक्वालिटी के कारण प्रॉब्लम थी? वो दलित थे, जिनके बारे में हमने अभी पढ़ा है ना, दलित, वुमेन, ट्राइबल और पीजेंट्स. ओके, अब नाउ वी विल डिस्कस. I am going to read this text. Okay, as pointed out earlier, many Dalits organized themselves to gain entry into temples. Women demanded that they should have as much a right to education as men did. Peasants and tribals fought to release themselves from the grasp of moneylender and the high interest they were charged. So, what was the particular problem of all these groups who were discriminated against? We are now discussing that. We have discussed about Dalits. They were the lower caste, so called lower caste of the society, and because of their caste, they were facing many problems. The most um, important problem was the practice of untouchability. And because of this untouchability, they were not allowed to enter into any public place. And temple was one such place where Dalits were not allowed to enter. And for that, Dalits organized themselves and they um, they started their struggle in order to gain entry into temples. And they also demanded many rights, and they wanted to be treated equally. In this way, Dalits have organized themselves and demanded their wanted to fulfill their demands. Okay. Now, the second group about which we were saying that this group was also discriminated against, this was the group of women. In our society, women do not have equal rights as men have. So, in today's society, the problem is not, the problem has reduced to a great extent. But if we look at the society of pre-independence time, we find that at that time the condition of women was um, very bad condition. Why the condition of women was bad? Because they were not having rights. They were not allowed to get education. They were discriminated against. So there was also organization of women. They also organized themselves and they were also demanding that they must have equal rights as men have. Okay, now we are coming to peasants and tribals. The condition of peasants and tribals was also very bad. The condition of tribals was bad because the tribals are people who used to live in forest. All their needs regarding their life uh, are fulfilled by the forest only. And what happens that many people consider them as they are illiterate, and people start exploiting them. The money lenders, give them money at very high rate of interest. They took advantage of their illiteracy, and because of illiteracy they were not able to understand the calculations of interest and all, and in this way they were always found themselves in debt trap. एक जो उधार एक बार जब उन्होंने एक बार ही अगर किसी मनी लेंडर से ट्राइबल ने उधार ले लिया, तो फिर क्या होता था कि वो उस अमाउंट को कभी भी पूरा खत्म नहीं कर पाता था. क्यों? बिकॉज द मनी लेंडर चार्ज हाई रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. और उसके अलावे ट्राइबल्स जो थे वो इलिटरेट भी होते थे. दे वर नॉट नोइंग द कैलकुलेशन. So the money lenders make benefit from this situation. Then the condition of peasants was also not good at that time. They were living in absolute poverty. Poverty was very much among the peasants, and they were also victim of the money lenders, because peasants were also used to take money, take loan from the money lenders, and they charged a high rate of interest. So these are the people in our society who were the victim of the unequal treatment that was done in the society. Okay, so when we were fighting for when we were fighting to achieve freedom, we were also fighting to achieve a society where everyone should be treated equally. Okay, so when India became a nation in 1947, our leaders too were concerned about the different kinds of inequalities that existed. So, India became independent on 15th August 1947. And when our country became independence, there were many leaders, and these leaders were given the responsibility of making a constitution. Okay, what is a constitution? Constitution is a rule book. Okay, it's a rule book, and what type of rules are written in the constitution? The rules are written in the constitution about the governance of the country, how the country will function, how the government will be formed, what will be the powers and functions of the government. All these rules are described in the constitution. So when India became independent, our leaders have a great responsibility of making a constitution, because a country cannot function in a proper manner in the absence of rules. So rules were required, and in this way, what was the requirement? The requirement was of constitution. So our constitution was written by our leaders. These leaders were elected by the people, and these leaders assembled in an assembly that was called Constituent Assembly, and they wrote a constitution for India. And you know how much time it took to write the constitution of India? It took almost 3 years. 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days was were taken by our leaders to write the constitution for India. So, after independence, when our constitution makers wrote the Constitution of India, they were very much aware of the problems, and they wanted to solve these problems of society, which we have discussed right now. The unequal treatment that was given to the people. Our constitution makers tried to solve this problem of society through the constitution. Our constitution is based on the principle of equality. The goal of our constitution is to achieve a society where there is no discrimination done on the basis of any kind of religion or caste or gender or economic status. Okay, so we are discussing this, and I am reading this text. When India became a nation in 1947, our leaders too were concerned about the different kinds of inequalities that existed. Those who wrote the Constitution of India, a document that laid out the rules by which the nation would function. So this is important line. This tells what is a constitution or define a constitution. So constitution, I am underlining this. Constitution is a document that laid out the rules by which the nation would function. ठीक है? So this constitution was started to be made by the leaders, and the constitution makers were aware of the ways in which discrimination had been practiced in our society and how people had struggled against this. Now, the people are of the opinion, people want that the discrimination should be abolished from the society. And many leaders of these struggles, such as Dr. Ambedkar, had also fought for the rights of the Dalits. So, there were many leaders who fought for the rights of the Dalits, and one of them was Dr. Ambedkar. In this way, we find that our constitution makers wanted to remove the problem of inequality of our society through the constitution. Okay, these leaders, now I am reading the text. So these leaders set out a vision and goals in the constitution to ensure that all the people of India were considered equal. So there it is the goal of our constitution that there should not be any kind of inequality in the society, and there should not be any kind of inequality in our legal system. There should not be any inequality in the economic system. Everywhere there should be equality. All the people of India were considered equal. This equality of all persons is seen as a key value that unites us all as Indians. So, what is the main word here? You find equality and unity. Both go together. If there is inequality in the society, if the society is based on the principle of inequality, then what happened? All the people are not treated equally. One section of the society will discriminate against another section of the society, and in this way what will be the situation of the society? The people will be just like enemy of each other. They will not like each other because uh, mm, one is the exploit person who is exploiting the other. So, in this way, if there is inequality in society, then there cannot be unity among the people. If we want our country to be united, then it is very much important to give equality, to treat equally all the people. If all the people are treated equally by the government, by the state, by the society, then only we can think of unity. And when we will be united, then it will make our country strong. So in this way, the main goal of our constitution is ensure equality to all the people of India. And in order to in order to ensure equality, our constitution has made many provisions. For example, everyone has equal rights and opportunities. Our provision gives some fundamental rights to all the people without any discrimination. Everyone has equal rights and equal opportunity. Then the most important thing, that untouchability has been abolished. Now no one can practice untouchability in public place, and if someone does someone practice the untouchability, then it will be considered as a crime and he can be sent to jail also. So now it is a different India which is based on the principle of equality, where untouchability has nothing to do. Now we will continue this chapter tomorrow.